Yeah, so if I was if this is a strategy that you can use when evaluating any stock, right? Just to see if it's a good stock or where you want to enter the stock. And for ARK, what I did was I went to the 1 year chart and I got it on I went to the time frame and I went to the 1 year time interval and I have the 1 day chart, right? So what I like to do is look at the low and high. So I'm going to determine this by figuring this out because there are three places you can buy a stock: at the bottom, at the middle, and at the top. So with that in mind, I'm going to show you something. And I'm going to, okay. So pretty much the low for Part K was $36 and 63 cents. And right, the 50% mark is at $92. I'm sorry, $98.82. The highest, where it was on 216, which was 159.7. And where it is now is at, well, it closed at 122 36 at the market close. So yeah, I mean, where I would, I mean, personally, and a lot of us did do this already. Like we kind of got in at this 61.8% mark. Right here was at around this range right here. Do I still think it's a great stock to buy now and that it's going to go up? If you look at ARK, you can see from this inception, it's been trending up. It has pullbacks, but there was a buying opportunities depending on the situation, and it goes up. So obviously, right here would have been a more opportune time. It's down at 122 now. Let's see what it does next week. I mean, if the plan is to hold this for a while anyway, for a few years or whatever, um, this is definitely a good entry. Do I think it's on the way up? I mean, yes. One thing I like to look at also here on the RSI is was for a while it was under 30, so it was oversold. And now is that it at market close or just the last time you could trade it because this chart trades after hours too. So um, the last level that was recorded for the RSI was 42, which is somewhere in a good place, right? And yeah, so I mean, there was a lot of volume going in. We had a lot happen last week. So what I would do is personally, I would just wait till market open, see how it's going to go. But the thing is, if you're just going to buy shares of it, you can buy it at any time. You can buy it before market open. You can set. So what I like to do is whenever a stock is high or just in a good range, and now seeing this overall chart and what it can potentially drop to when we have a bad day, this is a level I keep in mind now. So I say if ARK drops down to the 61, I'm looking at these percentages signs over here, just so you know, like it goes from 0 up to 100%. And these are Fibonacci retracement levels, by the way. But the 61.8 line, I like that. The last time it got here, but it didn't hold. It dropped below there, but it came right back up. It got close to the 50% mark, but it did not. This is a good buying level opportunity right here for me. But I still think that ARK is a good buy. I just want to see what the market is going to give us next week this week, because we had a crazy week in tech, and most of the stocks in ARK are tech stocks. So it's a good thing to look at. I mean, obviously, we don't want to buy it at the high, but somewhere in the middle is a cool place, and we can go from there. Do you have any questions?
Okay, that makes a little more sense as far as reading it.
Okay.
So this is over how much period of time again?
This is a
Like,
1 year period, so I'm just looking at
okay, so this is 1 year.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at each candle, and just so you know, like, so since I'm looking at a 1 year chart, and I got the time interval as well as 1 year, but I got the period as 1 day. So each candlestick represents 1 day of price action. So
Okay.
yeah, so typically look at, like when we traded during the daytime, I'm looking at the 15-minute charts just to see what's going on every 15 minutes. But if I'm unsure, I always look at a higher time frame first to get the real direction, to see what's going on. So this gives me
Okay.
real direction. Like if I was just using this small time frame right here to decide whether I want to buy RK, I'm like, this thing looks like it's down. You know what I'm saying? But this is only
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days worth of price action. So that wasn't going to really give me any real indication. That wasn't really indicative of anything here, in my opinion. So, but I like this time frame because it shows me, even though there's some slight pullbacks, which was a nice buying opportunity, the market is on its way up, and it's up. Well, this stock is pretty much trending. Well, this ETF is trending up. So it's
Okay.
yeah. So it gives me the overall. And just to give you one more thing, just so you can see. So right now, if I was just looking at a 15-minute time frame, each candle right here represents 15 minutes of price action. So this gives me some direction, but not really. Right? So it does on the short term. I can see there were some peaks and valleys, but do I know whether will this time frame, like right now, I can see right, from this time frame, it looked like it's like on a downward trend. You know what I mean?
Right.
It won't really show me anything. So I'm like, am I really making a indication off of that? Not. So what I'll do is like I'll switch to a higher time frame, like the hour time frame is a good one. I'm still looking at this hour time frame in the short period, and I'm like, this thing, but it was too high. It was really, really high up here. And this short time frame, I'm gonna use the fib retracements for this short time frame really quickly.
Okay. So so RK, you had told me about that the first day we talked too. That we had talked about that. And then I see that you were watching the Viewsy, the Viewsy stock as well. Is that right?
Yeah. So again,
On Friday, you was watching that was like up on your thing.
Yeah.
So what are the ones that you have up? Like, are they just the things you watch, or that people in the group is watching, or?
Well, it depends. Like if you come on and you have a stock you want me to look at, I'll pull that stock up too and pull it up. But some stocks like VUZI, like I even posted it in the chat after market on Friday that when I first called VUZI out, it was like $13. You know what I'm saying? So when I first posted it in the chat, it was like $13. Now it's pushing $30. So I've been watching for a while. So and a lot of times, some of the stuff that I teach is just so that way y'all can go and do y'all due diligence too. Once
right.
So I'll kind of go. I'm gonna post this video in the chat after in a little while, just so everybody else can kind of get an idea of what's going on and what I was looking at. But yeah, like pretty much, like I got charts up all the time on the chat. There's a few charts that you'll see that I like to keep up, that I like to watch every day, whether I'm in the trade or not, because they just my stocks that are on my that I like.
Okay.
So if I like a stock, I'm gonna watch it every day, whether I'm trading it or not. I want to know everything about it, so that way, I can make the best about, so that way I can make the most, educated decision that I can, because I don't want to lose money. And again, in trading or even in investing, you will lose money, but it's different in stocks, because with stocks, as long as you're holding, you haven't lost. And most stocks come back up unless it's an ailing company. Now, one other thing I want to point out on here, this is just a short time frame. I'm going to take this off for a second so I can show you something. Let me drawing. If I look at a company over the overall time of this company being open, I like to do this a lot. I'll say, let's do, I know it's not that old, but I'm just gonna just do that just to cover everything. Do like this. So if I do it like this is the full history of this particular stock. Do it like this. So if I do it like this, right, and I look, I can see that the overall direction of this particular stock is up. You know, from its inception, it's pretty much been going up. Now you can look, I can switch this over to a company like AT&T. Now we talk about AT&T a lot in the group because AT&T pays a nice dividend and it's a good dividend yielding stock. Yeah, all of that. I mean, I respect all of that about AT&T. But when you look at it a over a longer period of time, like if I go over the let's see what the max I look at AT&T over this time, AT&T's all-time high was at 59.88, and it had a few peaks, but it never, if a company never got back to its all-time high, and pretty much has been going down since. AT&T buy up a lot of companies, right? And it buys up a lot of companies, owns like some good companies like Comcast, Warner Brothers, and a whole lot of other, solid companies that it owns, right? But the overall, unless they change, ownership maybe and revamp into a new company or something, AT&T is not a company that you're gonna get growth. It was never seen as a growth company for me. It's always been a value company that you want to have for the dividend and stuff like that. Anyhow, but I'm saying like this company, it's on the way down. It hasn't reached its all-time high. Its all-time high was in 1999. Like damn. And then we had remember in 96, 97, around that time was the iPhone time. So then we had another peak because they were the first one to have the iPhone for a while, and it was Verizon's biggest competitor. And now, they had another pullback, and that was the Great Depression we had in '08. And then so look, they came back, but they never got back to their all-time high here. So a company's supposed to be profitable over time, and this company has not been profitable, like as it had a run up and then a pullback, and and then since then that's just what it's been doing. It's been maintaining and having little peaks and valleys, so that's just I wanted to give you as an example. So when you look at a company, I like to look at the overall trend of the company. I'm like, over the last few years, is it going up? Like if I switch this, because I know we were just looking at RK, but if I look at Facebook, which is one of my favorite stocks, prime example, every year, Facebook just been going up, Facebook just been going up. And I'm just gonna, hold on, let me switch this out so I can show you. Max available, yeah, that's what I'm looking at, just want to be sure. Okay, yeah, on the stock market, yeah, so yeah, Facebook's been going up. We have pullbacks when the whole market pulls back. Facebook had a major pullback here. That's when the market was pulling back, though. Nice entry point there, by the way. It came back, pulls back here. So you get buying opportunities with Facebook, but typically it's on its way up, and then you can see it had its all-time high, which is 304.6. It had that in August of last year. So is Facebook on its way back up to three something? Yeah, it actually was on its way to three something. Last earnings, and then we had some stuff happen that wasn't favorable. But do I think it's on its way to 300? Absolutely. So oops, hold on one second. Take this off. I want to see something though on this chart. All-time high, 304. Now, KK, I muted your line a while ago. So if you were talking, I didn't hear what you were saying. I muted it just like when I heard the kids. So
no, I understand. That's why I just left it on mute. They just now walking out the door.
oh, okay. You had, I just wanted to let you know.
They're a little rambunctious.
Yeah, so pretty much I'm liking Facebook, right? And I'm just saying, but you can see that it's been on an uptrend, even when it has little dips, but it's still on the way up. So that's the type of companies you want to buy, you know, companies that are on their way up.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. You have any questions?
Well, now I have a better understanding of what I'm at. Okay, now where are you looking at this in?
Well, this is on TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim, but you can get Fibonacci retracements on other platforms. And you can trade and view all types of other platforms you can use this on. Like I say, Thinkorswim is a very advanced application. So you know, I would kind of just learn I guess on a few of the other applications first. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with learning a great with learning Thinkorswim, but I just say just take your time. It can be overwhelming to do. I just kind of went over this to give you an idea. You can even on Robinhood, you can pull up a chart and see, look at the overall.
Oh, okay. That's all. I just wanted to make sure that I could use Robinhood to be able to still. I know I'm not ready for all of this. Not, I want to put my feet a little bit deeper in the water before I just jump right in. So, I just wanted to make sure I could view information like this in Robinhood or whatever.
Yeah, you would just like look at the chart, put the company and look at the chart. And I mean, you can turn your phone sideways and look at it, but I mean, it's better to look at it on a desktop, you know what I mean? Like, so you can get a better indication. Robinhood has a lot of indicators on there. They've been making it a lot better lately. But pretty much just if you want to see the overall trend of a company, you can just look on there. I always look at the company over 5 years, pretty much, and that'll give you a nice indication right there, and go from there.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, so I know what I have in mind. Thank you for a little Sunday refresher. Because I was definitely, I was just observing on Friday. So that's why I wanted to know, like, why do you look at the different ones that was on the screen? Like, what was the purpose? And I mean, I know you're just watching the market period, but like, I know that I was just wondering why you had those up.
Yeah, I pretty much changed them out.
These kids, no, you can use the one of the other 3 bathrooms in the house.
Yeah, there's some charts that never leave my screen. Like I have, for the most part, I have Facebook, US. I keep the S&P 500 up, and there are just a few other companies that I change out. But for the most part, those companies are always there. Yeah, but I'm just gonna we can talk more about this. I guess it was cool that you had some questions because I wanted to record a quick video anyway to post to the group for everybody else to kind of get an idea too, because we got a lot of new people join the group.
Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you.
No problem. And let me know if you have any other questions.
I sure will. And cut your recorder off, please.
All right, hold on. I'm doing it right now. Hold on.